Well, as you can see behind me, this is my 2018 Subaru Forester. I try to get it as level as I can. My garage floor slightly slopes towards the opening. I kind of feel like there's a slight forward rake on these Foresters. So to get it perfectly level, I tend to get the front just a slight bit higher if I've got pulled in backwards like this. Gives me just a tad bit much more room too in the front to get underneath. I've got the jacks in the front at 3 notches up and the back ones are at the bottom. Kind of looks eyeballing it. It's pretty much level. For now, I'm just trying to take off this plastic splash guard. It had 12mm bolts holding it in, and apparently there looks like there must be 2 plastic push type ones. I could have jacked it up a little further and made it a little higher to give myself a little more room. I just like to keep it as low as possible to get the wheels off, and because I got to do tire rotations, I thought I might as well get this done too at the same time. Here's one of those push pins right there. Okay, there's one. And must be one way up top up there. I'll try to get up and get that one. Driver's front wheel well. Okay. Trying to give you some view. There we go. Just hold on to it and yeah, there we go. You can see that whole panel comes off, and that gives us access to the big drain plug. Now, I really like my Tekton tools. My impact sockets are mostly Tekton, and I ended up buying their Tekton 1/2" T70. Tekton is not too far. I should factly go up and see their factory someday. I think they're right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, so I'm kind of eager to maybe reach out to them. I just love their tools, and I think they're one of the few still stationed here in the U.S., and their tools are just outstanding in my opinion. And I'm gonna get this out here. I did buy a nice long half-inch 24-inch extension, because I'm used to having all those extensions that you just sort of put together and try to get the length you need. And I said, you know what, I'm going to get a nice long one just for this purpose, to reach in there. I'm presuming 24-inch hopefully be long enough to do the trick. And let's get that fill plug out. Gee, I forgot my breaker bar is a Tekton as well. So we're all Tekton today. Tekton breaker bar, Tekton 24-inch 1/2" extension, and a Tekton 1/2" X bit. So come on, Tekton, don't let me down. I I like to hammer it home with a dead blow just to make sure it's got fully inserted, because if it's even out just the slightest amount and you go turn it and it's not fully seated, it can strip the interior of that drain plug, and it's a real pain. Tekton, I like it. 1/2 inch solid, beautifully constructed, and it's right here in Michigan, which I dig. Thank you. Diff oil. So that's the T70 Torx drain plug. And then over here, it says check. The little arrow right here. So just to get the bearings, there's the front of the vehicle. Driver's side is over here on the left. Passenger side is over here. The drain T70 is on the passenger side, and the check is on the driver's side. So let's loosen these up. But I'm going to take this one out first, and we'll put a drain pan under here, so presuming that there'll be something that drips out. That also helps them break away any kind of catalytic cohesion. All right, hopefully we can get a purchase on this. All right. Okay. Oh, there she is. The gasket's on there still. Okay. All right, we'll get our T70 out. Wasn't too tight, not too bad. All right. That drain plug here has got a magnet on it, so there's the, I think that's the washer that's still on there. But you can kind of see, here's the drain bolt, and it's got a magnet on it, so just kind of curious. You don't really want to get on your fingers because it can be little shards of metal, like a metal paste. So I'm just going to see. You can kind of see a little bit of that, almost like a metal paste is how I would call it. It's just like slight wear. It's going to have a little wear on those gears, so that's why they put this magnet in there to help catch all that. And it's not too bad. I've seen worse. Sometimes it's really, really fuzzy, you might call it. But this isn't too bad, actually. I'm kind of glad to see that, since I have gone so far overdue on these gear oil changes. I've just there's no excuse except just not getting it done. And we all have our life's issues, and I certainly have had mine. I don't judge. I know how hard it is to maintain all this stuff and do all the things we're supposed to in our lives. But it's satisfying when you do get it done. Hopefully you do it before it causes any irreparable damage. Kind of like our health too. Cleaned up the drain plug and the magnet. Just wiping it down nicely and just wiping around there. And again, I'm just reusing the washer, and I'm making sure I'm not cross-threading. And I'm just gonna put this in for the moment finger tight, just so it doesn't keep dripping. I will find out what the spec is for tightening that down. I will leave the check level plug out. We'll start putting the gear oil in until we see it coming out of this hole, and then we'll stop, come down, and put that plug in for the drain bolt. All right, there's a click. I'll torque this down to, I think it's like 36 foot-pounds, something around in there. All right. Okay, put my torque wrench on. Alright, it's 36. I'll keep an eye on these drain plugs to make sure the drain plug and the fill plug don't show any leaks. And I'll change it the next 30,000 miles, and next time I'll buy some fresh washers for those. And then I'll put that plastic splash guard back up there, and then I'll call it good. Thanks for watching. This is Jim with the Works IRL channel, and I'll check you out at the next one.